Hi. 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 Squeak, 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 squeak. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's what I always say. And if you know anything about me, you know that's what I always say. We're going with the natural look today, don't you know? For those of you listening, too bad. But for those of you watching, hi, how are ya? Gonna turn on a fan now. White noise for some white noise. I should just rename this podcast to White Noise because that's all it is. Just noise from a whitey such as myself. No, too much fan. I turned it on and then my legs got cold. Um, Going for the au naturel look. Au naturel, guess. No makeup, just some mascara. Working on my female voice, working on the feminine part of it. It gets a little strained at the top, but I don't know. We're doing our best. We're trying a little harder, bit by bit, just working on it. Except it's hard to maintain for long periods of time. Here I go already losing it. I just don't want it to sound strained, you know? It's easier when you really fucking pump out your neck like this, but then I sound like Marlon Brando. Oh, you come into my house and talk about my family. I don't know, I've seen Godfather once and I didn't really like it. I know. People are like, oh, it's the best movie of all time. I just want to rip my dick off. People are so passionate about Godfather. Juan and 2. Juan and 2. And people are so passionate about Quentin Tarantino movies. And it's like, go get a room. Every time I hear people talk about The Godfather or Quentin Tarantino movies, I say, get a room. That's what I always think. Because, chill the fuck out. I know you like your movie, but you don't need to splooge in the middle of my conversation. It feels perverted. Like I said, whenever you see somebody in a massage chair and you're like, I shouldn't be bearing witness to this. This is strange. This is making me feel weird watching somebody in a chair go, ha, ha, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, oh, yeah. I don't want to be a part of that. Ew. I don't want to be a part of that. Take it elsewhere. It grossing me out. Um, so yeah. So yeah. Natural guess today. And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why and I'll tell you what. It's late. And I'm doing this kind of last minute because I realized something. I realized tomorrow morning I'm getting my extensions taken out. Surprise! This isn't all my real hair. It looks like it is, and that's why I love it so much. I love it so much. But alas, I've had these extensions reset, put back in, taken out, put back in, reset for a year now. Every 8 to 10 weeks. Spent a lot of money on it. But the price I pay is small in comparison to the confidence that I get and how much I just love having it. I love it. Which is why it breaks my heart that tomorrow morning I have to get them. I'm going to get them taken out. I don't have to, but I should get them taken out to give my regular hair a break. This is my philosophy. And this is what my entire life has truly been. And this is also what transitioning is. It teaches you valuable lessons in taking one step back to take 2 steps forward. I.e., hair in general, actually. This applies mostly to hair type issues when you are transitioning, i.e., hair removal. You got to grow out a little bit of facial hair in order to effectively get to get electrolysis. 1 step back, 2 steps forward. You got to grow it out to get it seared off at the root and cauterized and more permanently removed. You see? You'll see! And these are coming out tomorrow. My hair is going to be far less voluminous and luxuriant. It's going to be wispy and thin and pathetic. And I'm going to look like the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt Keeper. You guys remember that? Oh, that's an old reference. That's 90s, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna look just like him. Oh, you're gonna see my confidence take a huge hit. You're gonna see my level of looks. You're gonna see my good lookingness, such as it is, take a huge hit. I'm not going to be as cutie patootie as I am. This is the most cutie patootie. And it's all gone tomorrow. So I decided to film a PodGis before that happens. But also, I'm going to be on tour a whole bunch. I'm going to Iqaluit tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. 2 days from now. This weekend, I fly out to Iqaluit, Nunavut. And for those of you who don't know, Nunavut is in northern Canada. It's in the Arctic. I'm performing for the Arctic Comedy Festival. Hooray for me. Can you tell I'm straining so hard? I'm trying so hard. But that's, one step back for 2 steps forward. So I decided to do one last PodGis while I'm feeling fresh, while this is still here, and then I'm gonna look inferior to what I looked like before. And it is what it is. But, meh. And also, so I'm going on tour. I'm going to the Arctic Comedy Festival, and then I'll be back for a single day. And then I fly out to Vancouver for a week of shows. Vancouver, for those of you who are interested, any fans of mine in the Vancouver area, or if you know anybody who you think I would like, if you've been waiting, sitting on your hands, waiting to give an Alval reference to somebody, anybody out there, if you have friends or family living in Vancouver, tell them about me. Tell them. I'm going to be there performing in Vancouver from October 18th to the 22nd on Rossum Comedy's lineups. I'm going to be headlining those shows, closing out a week of fucking shows. Let's go. Wednesday to Sunday, look up rossumcomedy.ca, rossumcomedy.com. What? My microphone almost fell off my desk. What noise was that? I went, what? comedyafterdark.ca. That might be it. Yeah, that's right. comedyafterdark.ca for the upcoming shows. I'd better be listed here. Let's take a look. Oh man, they got a lot of listings. Good for them. Yep, there I am. Lots of shows. 2 shows Wednesday, 2 shows Thursday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday. Let's go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. At least. Plus 2 more possibly. Wow. A lot of comedy for your ass. I might have a new album by the time this week is done. Ha ha! Ha ha! My friends and I used to do, this just reminded me of that. We used to do this thing. I don't know how it came up. I think one of us was pretending to be gangster, but like not some, it was some character we were doing where somebody was they're like, I'm a gangster. Watch me ball. Ha ha! Because I think there were rappers in the early 2000s, the early aughts, who, Young Jeezy, I think, would go, ha ha! And there was a while there where a bunch of rappers all would laugh on their tracks, but rappers do dumb, funny laughs on their tracks. And for a while there, a whole bunch of them, their method of laughing was ha ha. And so we were like, we made up some white gangster who was like, I'm a gangster, ha ha. And then that was the thing. Every time we played basketball with each other, we would be like, and one, ha ha. Do I laugh too much at my own jokes? I watch some stand-up comedians perform, and I think, you would be so much funnier. You would be so much better if you didn't laugh at your own punchlines. And like laughing at your own shit is funny every once in a while. I do it a lot, God knows, but I do it when I'm improvising, when I catch myself by surprise. That's when I find it funny. Because I've surprised myself, it's an impulse that I wish I could contain a little bit better. I think I would be more effective if I didn't laugh as much. I think laughing at yourself is good every once in a while. People like to join in. They like to see you joining in on the fun. But there are some comedians, and I'm thinking of a couple of them off the top of my head, who are so talented. I think they're so good, but they would be better if they didn't laugh at themselves so much. Because as a comedian, I believe you need a certain level of humility. You need the confidence to deliver your jokes. You need the confidence to earn the trust of the audience for them to sit there and go, oh yeah, this person's got us covered. We're in safe hands. You need that. But for somebody to stand there smugly and be like, at the end of every one of your jokes? Come on. You've told these things reliably. We can count on the fact that you've told most of these jokes a bunch of times. You're not surprised by the punchline. You know what's coming next. Stop laughing. You're not allowed to laugh. You're not allowed to laugh. We are. Anyways, I worry that I laugh too much at my own jokes, that it indicates some kind of narcissism. But that narcissism doesn't exist. Nuh-uh. I posted today. I'm excited to see what the fuck is in Iqaluit. What the fuck is up, Iqaluit? What the fuck? Fuck is up? Fuck is up, Iqaluit? Where's that photo? Where is it? I'll get to that. Iqaluit, though. I'll film another episode in between my trips, but that'll come, who knows when that'll come out. Shit. Where do I post this episode? Am I doing this for posterity's sake? Is this a bankable episode? God damn, you'll see. You'll see. I don't know where this one's going. I just hit record. I didn't have a plan. Most of the time I don't, but this time I have less of a plan. Most of the time I hit record, I'm like, I can talk about this, I can do that. All right, here goes. And this time I was like, well, I got to record an episode. And here I am. You didn't need to know all that. Iqaluit. Let's see what's going on in Iqaluit. Real quick. Iqaluit. Main export? I think it's a government place. I think it's a government town. Population last I checked, 9,500? 9,400? Iqaluit. Iqaluit. Nunavut. Am I like embellishing how you pronounce Nunavut? Where does it say the population? I looked it up the other day. Alright, I'm just gonna stick to 9,400. 59% indigenous people, 40% European. Cool, I'm gonna be performing for a lot of indigenous people. Oh boy. Christianity is 54% of the population. Who agreed to that, huh? Some Catholic churches. Okay. I hope they like me. We'll see. If I die in Iqaluit, Would that be tragic or silly? Would it be tragic if I died in Iqaluit, or would it be silly if I died in Iqaluit? Sound off. Sound off. Let me know. Um, Maybe a bit of both. Okay, so I posted. I'll talk about this. So this is the thing I kind of started talking about, and then didn't really. I could go higher. But I don't know if it sounds fake. I don't know. Lots of practicing going on here. I posted a before and after. The other day, I got a message from Google that said, "Hey, your storage is almost full." Freaked out on me. So I freaked out, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I went in, and I looked at all my Google photos, and there was a bunch of stand-up videos, an hour long, from years and years and years ago. Stuff that I always keep, that I'm like, oh, there's probably some nuggets of improv in here. There's some good shit in here that I could probably use. And then, 5 years go by, and I'm like, no, I'm not about to sift through hours and hours of material from 2018. I know I should hang on to everything, but I'm hitting the max. I'm hitting the max of storage, and I can't anymore. So I have to pick and choose. When I see a video is an hour long, it's gone to the it's gone to the abyss. It's gone to the comedy gods. I'm sorry. I should be better at documenting this stuff or hanging on to it, but there is only so much space in the cloud, which is frankly a little bit bullshit, by the way, I think. I don't know how any of it works, but that sounds Hungus Bungus, and I don't like that. The cloud should have more, right? Doesn't that make sense? I don't know how any of this Hungus Bungus works, but the cloud should just have more. The cloud should be able to have more. It's ethereal. It's intangible. It's a cloud. How can you have too much cloud? The cloud is, you can only have so much. You can have as much cloud as there is sky. And how much sky is there? Internet, storage, people. It's all Hungus Bungus. And I want to, why can't I have more storage? Why do I have to pay for it? Huh? It's a cloud. It's not made of anything. Let me put more in the cloud. It's not taking up space. It's a fucking cloud. It's vapor. It's condensation. How much does a cloud weigh? That sounds like a line from the Sound of Music song. How do you catch a wave upon the sand? How much does a cloud weigh? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, the fact that I would have to pay more to store photos and videos in a cloud up in the sky, frankly, that's Hungus Bungus. That's a load of Hungus Bungus. And I'll tell you what, it's not even a load, because it's weightless. You see what I'm getting at? I just don't want to pay. Make it so. Science, help a girl out. Make it so. I don't want to have to pay. That's Hungus Bungus. This is my new thing. I said Hungus Bungus to a friend the other day, and he didn't laugh. He looked at me a little confused, and I don't blame him, but that's my new thing. Hungus Bungus. And I give that to you. You have my permission to use Hungus Bungus to make fun of things that you disagree with. So anyways, okay, so right to the reason why I started on this tangent. Boy, oh boy, I went way off track there on this Hungus Bungus track. So I was sorting through old Google Docs, making room, which I shouldn't have to. I think that's Hungus Bungus, but that is now well documented. And I came across Google Photos apparently lumps together types of photos, and and this is so funny, but it lumped together. Oh, I'm only just sort of realizing how funny this is now. But it lumped together and suggested as an automatic made up album. Um, it it put together an album of all my old photos of me flexing in front of a gym mirror, shirtless. Old pre-transition money shots of me shirtless in my condo gym by myself, just flexing the fuck out of it. Just beefing out. And now that I am far from the person I used to be, but still in essence at my core the same, of course, now that I'm far enough removed that it wouldn't, and now that you understand me as a trans woman, and that was never what I really actually truly wanted, I don't think it is narcissistic to say I was shredded. And you look at the photo and how could you disagree? I posted the photo on Twitter, which I'm gonna delete soon. Fuck that place. Fuck it. I could go off on that, but it's just everyone is mad and angry. And now with this Israel-Palestine thing, I'm just going to call it the Israel-Palestine thing. I'm going to stay out of it here. This is a place you come to escape that. I think that is perfectly fine because all of Twitter is in a rage and everyone is angry at each other. And I think it's okay to take a step away from that every once in a while. So welcome. Anyways. Okay, so I posted, lost track. I posted the photo on X, and I posted the photo on Facebook, and, so you can see it if you want. The date right now is October 11th, 2023, if you're listening to this well into the future. I'll probably post it on Instagram too. It's compelling, but this is my hesitation. This is the thing. After I posted the photo, the more I look at it, the more conflicted I become. Because at first I looked at all those photos, I took a lot of photos of myself flexing in front of the mirror. And that in and of itself, I feel should be explored a little bit. I'm gonna turn this fan because I'm hot again. There was a part of me that was proud of how shredded I was. A part of me, because I knew how this is very driven by like external validation, but I took those photos kind of to show off, but also because I knew how uncommon it was to look like that. I guess. I don't know. I'm still sorting it out, but this is the thing. I look at those pictures now with a little bit of a pain, where it's like, don't get me wrong, I'm very happy with who I am now and the choices I've made. I don't regret a goddamn thing about transitioning. I don't. But part of me wishes that someone else could have had that body and just enjoyed it. It felt like a waste. This is my guilt complex at work. Check it out. This is it. I'm figuring it out. My guilt complex at work is when I first started transitioning and I was posting pictures of myself exploring my gender wearing wigs, and you know, the comments I would get would be like, what a shame, you're so ugly. Essentially being like, you were so handsome, what a horrible shame. And that stuff really did hurt. That stuff really did cut a little deep, because I'd grown up. I was raised a million times. Just people would tell me how handsome I was. Oh, you're going to be a lady killer someday. I used to get that when I was fucking 8 years old. So I was kind of programmed to be like, you sexy boy. And then and anything that didn't live up to other people's expectations for like my masculinity and how well I was achieving it, were met with shame. So I don't know if that was a sentence, if I completed the thought. My brain is scattering right now. Because it's like it's a complicated feeling. I was on the one hand, this is the thing. The entire time I was struggling with my gender, I was kind of resigned to the fact that I was male. It was all just this, it was like, it is what it is. There was this pervasive feeling of, this is as good as it gets, so don't complain, don't whine, be grateful. Be grateful for what you have, because what is the alternative? Every trans representation that I saw growing up, they were either on Maury Povich or in porn. So it was like, either you're a circus freak or you're there to be objectified by everybody. That is not a tenable future for you, Alval. So just make peace with what you are, and that's that. So I got jacked and was like, all right, I guess I'll be cool with this then. So what I'm saying is this guilt complex runs deep, where I'm like, I wish that body could go to somebody who would have appreciated it more. If that makes sense. Is that a weird fucking thing to think, you know? Because I'd take it or leave it. I'm done with it. You know? And also part of the pain of looking back like that is like, I just, every photo of me in the past, and I'm sure a lot of people who have transitioned can relate to this feeling, is every photo and video of me in the past is bittersweet, because I look back with pride on how far I've come, but I also see a person living in shades of gray. There's no color. I look into the eyes of somebody who is struggling so deeply, and nobody knows. It's kind of sad. Every old photo of me, I just want to reach in and just give my old self a big hug and be like, it'll work out. And not in the way you think it will. It's not an is what it is situation. It'll work out a lot better. You can be happier. You can be happy. Period. Anyways, that got all sappy. But I was shredded. And what an odd problem to have now that I'm like self-conscious about my muscles that won't go away. This is weird. I don't even like talking about it because it's like, oh yeah, these are your problems. These are such privileged problems, you know? What right do I have to complain? I don't. It's such a bizarre problem to have, to be like, God, I was so naturally ripped before I transitioned that now I can't unrip. I can't unrip myself. Unless I eat a lot of ice cream, but that's not healthy and I don't want to do that. So, I make my bed. I makes my bed and I sleeps in it. That's a Newfoundland term. That's a Newfoundland saying, isn't it? It's not. I just made that up. I makes my bed and I sleeps in it. That's a load of Hungus Bungus. I'll consider Hungus Bungus. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh. Okay. So I was telling I've been texting some of my girlfriends in anticipation of me getting these extensions taken out, and they're all saying, it's okay, you'll see, you won't like it at first, you'll react in disgust and distaste, but they're like, you could do a cute bob, don't worry about it, you will find a way. You could do a wavy bob. And I hear the word bob, and I think 1920s flapper girl. And I'm like, ugh, sorry, no offense, but that shit ain't for me. I've been growing this hair out. That photo that I shared is of me with super short hair. That was from 4.5 years ago. I haven't had a haircut since. I've been growing out my hair for 4.5 years. And it's finally down to like my real hair. Might even be the length of these extensions. Maybe less. Down to under my collarbone. Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. But, so I'm worried about, I don't want to cut it. I want to just keep growing it. I just want it to grow long and thick. But maybe the peace I need to make. Life is a series of making peace with things you can't change. And my hair might be as dense as it gets, and it's not very. So, I mean, this is all real up top. Fuck, we'll see. But they're all giving me hairstyle suggestions, and one of them actually wasn't bad. So maybe there is hope. Maybe there's hope. I hope. I just really like this. And I'll tell you what, it's the avagous way to look for the easiest, lowest. I'm not lazy, but when it comes to beauty and stuff, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. I want kiss. I want kiss in my beauty life. I want kisses and smooches in my life. And I want kiss. This fan is necessary, but it is fucking with my flow. I need simple makeup, simple hair, simple fashion. Let's not complicate those things. Life is complicated enough as it is. I don't need a million moisturizers and fucking dew makers and doohickeys. This friend sends me a lot of free. She just sends me samples of stuff, and she's like, try this and try this and try this and try this. And I'm so grateful, but I had to tell her to stop because I'm so overwhelmed. Different hydration masks and hydration. Put this on 4 times a day, once after 9:30 a.m. and then once again at 9:42, and then twice in a row, but like 5-minute intervals of 10:05 and 10:10, not a minute before, not a minute after, and you got to do that and do it 3 times in a 3 times a week on months that have 31 days, and do it 4 times a week on months that have 30 days. And then in February, do it twice a month, but never closer than 3 days together. You know? So many instructions. Brow pencils and you know, foundations and masks with a QUE? Come on. If you send me a masque, because it's French, if you send me a masque, which is how you pronounce it if it's QUE, hydrating masque, I'm not going to use it. I don't know. I'll read the instructions, but if there's a lot of instructions, I just won't do it. Excuse me, madam, would you like this hydrating mask? No. I don't need that. Too zhuzhy. Too sophisticate. Don't need. Don't want. Maybe this is privilege talking. Bragging about free samples and how shredded I was. This is too much. I need some humility. Let's inject some humility in this podcast. In what ways am I an idiot? Idiot of the week. In what ways am I the idiot of the week? In what ways am I the idiot of the week? There, that's sounding better, maybe. It's the buzz. I gotta get rid of the buzz. The buzz, it's like at the end. Kind of. If you sing, it's easier. If I sing, it's fuck it. You guys don't want to listen to this shit. Me practicing vocal training, but at least you can see how difficult it is. I'll suck your little Chinese meal. I wonder if he would ever wear a mask. Mask? Do I have notes about what I want to talk about? Notes? I did some work. I went into last week's episode and clipped some bits. Or told my friend and editor to clip some bits. I wish some of this stuff wasn't so goddamn time consuming, you know? Watching the same podcast segment 5 times over, a 5-minute rant. God knows the last episode was ranty as shit. 4 topics. I think I covered 4 topics. And I ranted like crazy. So, looking for clips, I had to watch this shit over and over and over again. Narrow it down a little bit more. Narrow it down a little bit more. Know that I have to post these things in 90 seconds or less for TikTok and Instagram. For the algorithm. And, so I had to comb. And I don't want to watch myself that much, okay? I know this podcast I said a bunch of shit that makes me sound like a raging narcissist, but I don't like myself that much. Not that much. I like myself a whole lot more now. Come back to me tomorrow and I'll like myself a whole lot less. This is me really embracing how much I like myself, and then tomorrow I'll go back to thinking I'm a troll. Or a corpse. And then it's back to the old Hungus Bungus. What do we got? Step right up. PodGis ideas. League of Skanks. Oh yeah. I thought about this. I don't know if okay. League of Skanks. It's a podcast that I spoke to somebody who was a fan of theirs. I'm trying to remember who it was. But oh yeah, okay. I had a friend who excuse me. I have a friend who's a big fan of League of Skanks, and he was recalling back to me the time when Chappelle put out Closer, I think, and I'm pretty sure. And there were all these articles that popped up that were like, there was one that I was featured in, that was like 7 trans comedians that are funnier than Dave Chappelle. And it was this gratuitous, it was a load of Hungus Bungus, let me tell you. But I was one of the comedians that was supposedly funnier than Dave Chappelle. And I'm going to leave subjectivity, I'm going to leave the subjectiveness of who is better or worse at comedy. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. However, I think I'm in no position to say I'm better than Dave Chappelle, especially when this article came up 4 years ago. 4 or 5? Less. Less than 4 years ago. Right when I had taped New Wave of Stand-Up, which was my first taping on TV, and I had just come out, and I was jacked as shit, wearing a Courtney Cox wig, and my opening joke was an I look like joke just to break the ice on my first taping, while I look like I do, and I had to, and unfortunately, so Alex, get to the point. So in this article of 7 comedians who are funnier than Dave Chappelle, the clip that they used of mine was a 1-minute little trailer for my episode of New Wave of Stand-Up, in which I do an I look like joke. That was the first joke after I came up on stage, and the rest was all pretty good material, but they used the I look like joke. And of all my jokes, now that I'm older and wiser and more experienced, I look like jokes are not that special or good or unique. And so, League of Skanks, on one of their episodes, they had the group of them sat around a table and they were like, all right, let's go one by one through these comedians that are supposedly better than Dave Chappelle, and let's be fair, which, you know, I'll tell you why I thought they were fair. And they went one by one through the other comics, and listen, the other comics that were featured, I can't remember all of them, but I do remember a couple of them had the classic going up and being like, girl, I'm the most confident. I'm fucking amazing. I'm amazing, and I'm wonderful. And anyone who has a problem with that is a bumhole, idiot, white cishet dum-dum. And everyone went, yay! So, naturally, the League of Skanks saw that shit and they're like, ugh, pass. And sure, they laughed a lot at, you know, my muscles. Okay, when they got to me, I mean, they laughed a lot. They did a lot of transphobic shit, making fun of the way we all look, whatever. I'm like, it comes with the fucking territory. Comics riff on what each other look like. Besides, even that feels generous, but I'm gonna let it slide. Anyways, I also say that because the way they ripped on me was funny to me. You know? And I'm not a pick-me-ass bitch. I really don't think I am. But I also think I'm giving them a little leniency because their criticism of me was they were like, okay, I think they gave me the most gentle response out of the bunch. I think they're like, well, all right, it was an I look like joke, which is like, but she wasn't as bad as the rest of them. And me, I was bracing myself when someone was like, hey, League of Skanks talked about you. And I braced myself. I didn't know anything about them. Well, I knew who they were, but I'd never really listened to their stuff. And so I sat down and was like, oh shit, I'm fucked. They're gonna fuck me right up. And they were actually like, they made fun of my muscles, which is like, yeah, they were there. All the jokes that they made at my expense were even like that. They're like, yeah, I bet she has a giant cock. They were like positive roast jokes. You know? So whatever. But my point is, in the end, their main problem with me, other than the muscles, which, you know, I was aware. I knew what I looked like, hence the I look like joke. But anyways, they watched a clip that was only just, it was my worst joke of that set, and they judged me based on that. And so the whole time I was watching that thing, I was like, oh, but that's not, I can do better. I have better. And so this is my plan. You hear it from me now. Check it out. I'm not going to reach out to them yet. But hopefully, when my album comes out, if it gets enough traction, I want to reach out to them and connect with League of Skanks if they would have me, which I have a good feeling that I would vibe with them. They could have me, and I could, I don't know, not plead my case, but at least tell the story of like sitting at my computer and being like, I have better. I'm capable of better. You picked the one joke that I agree with you. It's an I look like joke. I hate it too. It was my choice of icebreaker on my first ever taping. So I beg for leniency, but in a little microcosm like that, I understand why I wouldn't get it. Yeah, anyways. So, my plan is to reach out to League of Skanks when my special comes out and to be like, hey, can I be a guest? Can I come back? And, I don't know, defend myself? Can I show... This is me just wanting to, like, prove that I'm better. I mean, 4 years later, of course I am. But this is me wanting to clear my name and be like, that's not all I do. Look at this. Look at this quality pie. Look at this fucking quality bit, huh? Come on. It's like they came to my Italian restaurant and they had a calzone. And then they left and wrote a review, and I was reading the paper the next day. I was like, the calzone is like the worst thing on the fucking menu. Why didn't you ask me? Why didn't you come to me? You came into my house, you ordered the worst fucking thing on the menu, you give it like a 3-star. Come on. Paisan. Come on back to my restaurant. Let me cook you a delicious carbonara. Come on. This is my specialty. Let me make you a seafood linguine. That's what we do around here. Come on. Paisan. So yeah, that's how I feel. And that's all I have to say about that. What are we at now? Where are we at? 46? I was gonna call this early anyways. I'm gonna call this early anyway. Yeah. Oh. I should comment on this one more thing. This is what also reminds me of when I posted that before and after photo of jacked me, you know? I posted another version on X, former Twitter. I'm still gonna fucking call it Twitter. Call me a hypocrite dead naming Twitter. I don't give a flying fuck. I think it's Hungus Bungus calling it X. Oh, cool. Oh, so mysterious. Oh, Elon's a genius. Fuck out of here. What a load of Hungus Bungus. I posted the before and after. No. God, I'm having a duel with this fucking fan. There we go. We're doing this supermodel style. We're doing the rest of this podcast supermodel style. Okay, so when I posted the thing on X, I was like, this is probably not going to get that much of a response. And I posted, I posted the before and after the jacked photo, and then the photo of me. Sorry, gotta fix my hair. Real fucking supermodel shit. So I posted. What do we got? There we go. Okay, I posted the before and after the jacked picture, and then the more modern photo of me. And every time I check back in, you know, it's for my humble little following of 5,000 people. Last I checked, it was at like 150 likes, which is good for me. I don't use Twitter all that much. I don't give a shit about it. I think it's awful. I think it only sows anger and hostility and distrust. I don't think it's healthy. I think it's the least healthy of all the social medias. I think it's the least informative. Anyways. But it's also full of all types. I was going to say the wretches of humanity, but that's a little cruel. I don't know. People just like... Ugh. What I'm saying is I posted the before and after photos, and now I see all my new followers are like BBC sissy-loving cuck muncher. And it's, you know, black-owned slave girl with a U in girl. Black-owned bitch boy, white boy, you know? I'm getting follows from all these fucking accounts. You know what? I don't even have to riff and make up shit. Let me show you. Let me read some of these. Yeah, it really took off. Let me see who these new followers are. God, I was reading some of them before this. All of them have sissy in their name. So, should I blow your minds right now? Sissies. If you don't know what a sissy is in the porn world, sissies tend to be assigned male at birth, AMAB, born male types who typically aren't trans. They are male identifying, probably usually closeted men with fantasies of typically having their penises locked in a cage where they can't touch it, and being slaves, submissive. It's a submissive thing with some humiliation tendencies in there. And you know, whatever floats your boat and everything, whatever turns your crank, I don't judge. But also keep it to yourself. But also, there tends to be, especially on Twitter, there tend to be a lot of sissies who follow trans accounts and then act all gross about our transness, you know? So I'll post a video or a thing. I don't know, it's just a weird, hypersexualized, characterized presence on my feed. These like my before after photo, one of the reposts was on sissy somebody. I'm not even gonna say the name. Sissy Blank's page retweeted me, and so sometimes I get curious and I look at and I follow through and I go and I look what else is on this page, and it's porn. It's all just sissies getting railed, and then me. Why? What the fuck am I getting involved for? Mine wasn't even. It's wholesome. There was no. I've triple checked. There was no penis in a cage in any of the photos that I posted. My penis is tucked away into my shorts. And yet, that always blows my mind. That's not the first time that's happened, where I post like a wholesome picture of myself. It's not sexual. I might be like posing with a hand on my hip, but I'm wearing a skirt and jeans and a shirt and a top, and I'm out in public. Or, you know, full body shot in my mirror with jeans on. And the caption's always like, whoopsie daisy, I farted, what a load of Hungus Bungus. It's not even like a overtly sexual caption. There's no implications here. And yet, these sissies these porn accounts will repost me, and then I'll look them up, and I'm the only one. Whole entire page of people taking massive fistfuls of cock, and then me in the middle of it, just like, oopsie daisy, I farted, what a load of Hungus Bungus, haha. Me in a onesie? I posted a onesie picture, it got reposted to so many porn accounts. What is going on? What is so pornographic about my photos and my captions? I would like to know. Hey sissies, please, clue me in. Don't be weird about it. Like, DM me, but like, explain human to human. Leave your fetish at the door. And just talk to me. Why is this happening? Why am I getting reposted on sissy pages, please? Let me know. I don't know, maybe I should take to Twitter and ask them directly. Hey, sissy accounts, how come your feed is porn and me? I don't get it. I tell you, man, this world is a load of Hungus Bungus when you get down to it. When you get down to it, when you get down to brass tacks, this world is just a load of Hungus Bungus, and that's all there is to it. That's all there is, forever and ever, evermore. Put your chapeau on your door, because that's how it is forevermore. What time is it? It is 11:30 p.m. I am going to eat an unhealthy amount of leftover Canadian Thanksgiving ham, and then I'm gonna masturbate to sissy porn and call it a night. Crink. Thank you guys very much for listening to PodGis. We'll be back with less hair, but with just as much pluckiness and eagerness to please. And I'll do my makeup next time. I don't know. I'll compensate for how I feel about my hair, and I'll have a story or two about Iqaluit. Yeah. This post might come in like 2 weeks. Who knows? Double episode? We'll see. This is maybe just a backup thing. I'll want to tell a story about Iqaluit. Either I'll have a new episode, or whatever. You don't have to hear all this. I'll figure it out. But episodes every Tuesday. Count on it. That's what we're doing. Okay. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Of PodGis. That was fun. I had a good time. I didn't plan any of this, and look at how it turned out. Trust yourself. I also painted my nails. Look, aren't they cute? Okay. Thank you all very much for listening. That was a lot of fun. Thanks a lot. Bye.